What up, YouTube? What up, boxing fans? I got a matchup for you that I'd like to see at 135 to 140 pounds. The best fighter at 135 pounds right now, ranked with the title belt, in my opinion, is Juan Manuel Marquez. He is the best at 135, and he's been the best at 135 for many years. However, a new player has entered that division, and he's a problem. His name is Adrien Broner, and he is the next big star in boxing. And if he were to face Juan Manuel Marquez in the near future, maybe next year, maybe on the undercard of Floyd Mayweather's fight, if he were to face Juan Manuel Marquez, I have a lot of trouble seeing Juan Manuel Marquez beat a guy like Adrien Broner. I have to say, they say styles make fights. I think if Adrien Broner can choose an opponent that is the least likely threat with everything to gain, I think that man is Juan Manuel Marquez. I think the best type of opponent for Adrien Broner is a counterpuncher without too much power. And that's what Marquez is. He doesn't have the knockout punch to test Adrien Broner's chin. He just has great boxing ability, which is based on his counterpunching ability. So he's a great counterpuncher. However, he's not so good leading, unless he's facing Manny Pacquiao. He's not so good leading. What else he isn't good at is fighting fighters with great defenses. As we saw against Floyd Mayweather, Juan Manuel Marquez had so many problems with Floyd Mayweather. He could barely land his punches, and when he did, they did not do much damage. And consider someone with the style of Floyd Mayweather, except if you look at the punching power, Adrien Broner, I think, has a lot more punching power than Floyd Mayweather, and that's evidenced by his record. He's an 80% knockout ratio, above 80. That is very, very high for his weight division. And I think if Adrien Broner has the power to hurt Marquez, and Marquez doesn't have the power to hurt him, that spells a lot of problems for Juan Manuel Marquez. Also, Marquez has a flaw in his defense. He's susceptible to check left hooks. The lead left hook of Floyd Mayweather was landing cleanly against Juan Manuel Marquez. In fact, so cleanly he knocked him down in, I believe, the second round, and he continued to land that left hook square on the chin. Adrien Broner has a left hook, a beautiful lead left hook, except it's a little wide, but it's a great lead left hook. And he's got tremendous defense. He's got the shoulder roll down pat. He can throw a lead right hand. He can do a lot of what Floyd Mayweather does in the ring. And because of the style difficulty of, that Juan Manuel Marquez had against Mayweather, I would predict that he would have the same problems against the defensive orientation of Adrien Broner. I think Adrien Broner gives Juan Manuel Marquez a hell of a fight, and I just have a lot of problems with how Marquez could beat Adrien Broner. Like, to be honest, he might be able to outwork him, but if he's not landing the punches he needs to land, he's gonna leave openings. Adrien Broner at this stage of his career is one of the fastest hands. He's got one of the fastest hands in boxing. And he's a huge power puncher. You saw what he did to Jason Lidsow. You saw what he did to Eloy Perez. If he lands a clean shot, more or less, and if he lands a combination, you're in big trouble. Especially if it's clean. And he knows how to walk you down. You saw Vicente Escobedo. He has all the tools he needs to beat a guy like Juan Manuel Marquez. And that says a lot for someone who only has like 22, 23 fights. That says a lot. Overall, I just think Broner level is up there with the likes of Marquez, Pacquiao, Mayweather. I think he's up there. I think he's going to show you why he's up there in his next few fights. Because I don't think anybody's going to touch him. And if he gets that shot against Marquez, Marquez is in big trouble. Because I think he could handle the power because Marquez has shown to have a great chin. But at this stage of his career, I don't think he can handle the work rate or the accuracy that Broner brings to the table. And he can't handle a lead left hook. He might not be able to handle, those serious body shots. He might not be able to handle that. But I tell you what, Marquez is a great combination puncher. And that's the only way you can beat a guy like Broner, is to constantly outwork him and to, bring him up against the works and to push him against the ropes. But you're not going to beat him counterpunching him. You're not going to outbox a guy like Adrien Broner. And that is the problem I see with Juan Manuel Marquez. Overall, I think he's one of the greatest Mexican fighters to have ever lived. And he's a Hall of Famer, surefire. But he's not good enough at this stage of his career to beat a guy like Adrien Broner coming up in his prime. Overall, I see this as pretty much the same fight we saw Floyd Mayweather in against Marquez. It's either a 12-round whitewash, or I think Broner knocks him out. That's how I see the fight, guys. It is what it is. Take care.